Hi, broadcasting not live from Mazatlan, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We're going to take you on a journey through my new favorite city in Mexico. It's called Guanajuato, located right in the middle of Mexico. If I had seen Guanajuato before I saw Mazatlan, I would be living in Guanajuato. You could walk around Guanajuato for days and days. There are so many museums, galleries, places to eat, and the way the city is laid out is fabulous, and you'll never be bored for a second. In this video, we're going to share with you 10 of the hottest things to visit in Guanajuato. Plus, if you stay tuned to the very end of the video, we're going to give you 3 bonus things to visit. For our first place to visit, we're going to show you the Callejón de Beso. That means the Alley of the Kiss. Rumor has it is centuries ago, a couple named Donna and Don fell madly in love. They lived right next door to each other. They had bedrooms on the 2nd floor, but they could open their windows and see each other. Donna's father didn't like them being together, and he became outraged. When the couple continued their romance, the father got angry and he stabbed his daughter to death. To this day, millions of people visit what you're seeing now, and on the 3rd step up, if you visit this place, it's the only step, I think it was painted in red. And you can stand there and give your loved one a kiss and get blessed with eternal love. Our second place is called the Theater de Juarez, Teatro de Juarez. They have ballets, operas, stage show, and they have beautiful ornaments all over the top of the building. Almost everywhere we're going to show you today is all centrally located right downtown, and it's lots of fun. Teatro de Juarez is surrounded by restaurants and plazas and things to do. Our third things to share with you is El Papillo. El Papillo, and the guy's real name was Jose Martinez. Here's a giant statue of him, and you can see this from all over town. As the story goes, the Spanish had taken over Guanajuato, and Miguel Hidalgo had come in, and they were trying to get into where the Spanish were holding out in this big famous fortress. This was the War of Independence, and Juan Jose Martinez El Papillo, he got an idea. He was a humble miner, and what he did was he strapped a stone over his back so that he could avoid a gunfire from the Spanish, and he crawled up to the front doors and set them on fire so that the revolutionaries could go in and save the city. You can see Senor Martinez all over Guanajuato. They built a statue for him at the very top of the city. Our fourth place is a place called the Jardin de Union, which would translate into the Garden of Union. It's a very quaint plaza with lots of trees, lots of park benches, and all the way around there are many, many restaurants. It's a very peaceful place, and you could spend hours there eating and people watching. Our fifth place is the home of Diego Rivera. Him and his associate Freda, they were famous throughout Mexico, and he spent the first 6 years of his life in this home. The home is filled with his artwork, furniture from when he lived there, and they won't allow you to take cameras in to take pictures of his artwork, but we could take pictures of the home, the beautiful stairs, and the furniture. For our sixth place, we're going to go to La Vallena Church. It's beautiful inside, it's beautiful outside, and you go inside and they have all of this gold. It's the kind of gold you paint over something, but it's fabulous. And every Sunday they crank up this old organ. It is a sight to see. Please leave a comment, tell us what you think. If you know someone that wants to go to Guanajuato, click the share button. And why not click that like button? The church was donated by a wealthy Spaniard, and at one time, Guanajuato was one of the leaders in the world for silver mining, a very rich town. And the funny thing is just half a block away from the church, they have the torture center, and they have the stairways going down to the mines, and we'll see the mines at the very end of this video. Let's visit the University of Guanajuato. It's one of the most beautiful universities I've ever seen. They have branches of the University of Guanajuato throughout Mexico. It's one of Mexico's finest learning establishments. And look at those stairs. I bet you have to stay in shape if you want to go to school there. Our 8th location is another beautiful church called La Basilica, or the Our Lady of Guanajuato. It's right smack dab in the center of town. There are many restaurants all around it. And in that Guanajuato is kind of like a bowl with the city in the middle of the bowl. You can see La Basilica from all over the city. It's another great place to go inside and express your worship, and again, do some people watching and some eating outside. What kind of struck me off guard was this museum of Don Quixote, the novel written by Cervantes. And this is a museum that explores this novel's, the characters, and it invites people to come in and explore all of those concepts more. There's a wonderful statue right in front, and the museum is actually very fascinating. Item number 10 for you today is La Funicula. And what this means is actually the trolley car. Now you have to imagine where we stayed at our Airbnb, it was right up on top of the mountain of the ridge of town. It was easy to walk down into town. You have to go down about 300 steps. It's a beautiful walk, but it's not the kind of thing that I wanted to walk back. That's where this wonderful trolley comes in. It takes you right up to the top of the hill, or if you're coming down, it takes you all the way right into the middle of the city, and it was extremely affordable, and you see beautiful sights going up and down, nighttime or daytime. Under everything that you've seen in this video thus far, under the town of Guanajuato is a sophisticated system of tunnels. It's almost like New York City. In New York City, you can see a little stall above these busy streets with the skyscrapers, and it'll say this way on to the A train, okay? Well, that's the way it is in Guanajuato. Below, there's all these tunnels that cars can go through, very complex. People walk up and down from the city down into the tunnels and make their ways around. With all the mining going on in the history of Guanajuato, there was a lot of slavery here. And they say that the young boys at the age of 12 would go to work in the mines, and they would work there until they died around the age of 28. To keep people working and to keep them in fear, they had many torture devices. And there are museums just filled with torture devices that you could never imagine. We go live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Click the subscribe button and you'll get a notification, and you'll be invited to join people all over the world asking questions, sharing their thoughts about the joys of living in Mexico. Our last item, we're going to take you on a walk down to the mines. This was a long and lengthy walk. It was great going down, but it seemed like it's about 200 steps down. And once you get into the depths of the mine, then you can see these little 2-foot round holes where the miners would crawl through here and dig for metals all day long. Tell you what, a word of warning, if you're not in good shape, don't go down. I went down, it was really hard coming back up. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. Guanajuato is a great place. It is now my favorite place to be in Mexico. Maybe I'll live there one day. Please click that subscribe button. We have many more videos to come, and we'll see you in the next video.